is Greg and Fiona Scott coming to you from the north coast of Bali in Indonesia, where we've just come back from a couple of scuba diving a wreck of the USAT Liberty that was sunk by a Japanese torpedo in World War II. But the reason why we're shooting this video for you today is that we've got a brand new 3-part video training series for you, and it's called How to Have Your Cake and Eat It Too. And what we mean by that is having your cake and eating it too is how can you have a sustainable income but also have the freedom and the lifestyle to enjoy it to the full. And because, you know, that's exactly what we're doing, and there's honestly nothing special about us. So if little old Greg and Fiona Scott can do it, then we believe that anyone else can do it. So it's all about having a lifestyle business, you know, which is an online business where you can be earning a healthy, substantial income, only working a few hours a week, you know, which leaves you completely free to travel and work anywhere in the world that there is an internet connection. So that's what we mean, how you can have your cake and eat it too.
But the key thing about that is just think about you being currently in a job at the moment. So when you're in a job, you're working for somebody else. You probably work all the overtime in the world just to get a 1 or 2% pay increase at the end of the year and possibly a bonus. But your pay is capped. As you know, you're going to get maybe a 1% rise this year, maybe a 1% rise next year, maybe 2% if you're extra lucky and you work like more hours than there is in the day.
And keep doing all those courses that your employer says you have to do.
All the courses and everything for very little gain. And in the end, it turns out that you don't really have any leverage of your time. The difference with running an online business is that you're pretty well, you're not capped on how much you can work. There's no limit on how much you can actually earn. And you don't really have to work any harder to earn a small amount of money than you do to earn a large amount of money. So the big difference between an online business is that whole thing where you're going to get leverage from an online business, which you just can't get in a working environment because your pay is capped. You have to work for somebody else. They're not going to give you a huge big pay rise every year, and they're not going to give you an unlimited income no matter what you do. So just have a think about that for a minute.
And of course, when all of that happens, what you become underappreciated in your job, and that then leads to not being fulfilled or passionate about what you're doing anymore, either in your job or your career. How do we know? Because that's exactly what happened to us. So what's the solution then? Well, what we do, and it's not rocket science, is that we sell products instead of our time. So we leverage other people's products and we promote them on the internet. So it takes a tiny, tiny amount of our time to actually make our business work week in and week out so that we earn that sustainable, healthy income. And so let's give you some numbers. Because we promote a product that gives us a commission of $1,000 per sale. I'm talking in dollars because that's the currency of the internet at the end of the day. So if we wanted to replace an income of $100,000, then it's just simple maths to realize that we need to sell 100 of that $1,000 product to get the 100 units of that particular product that gives us a $1,000 commission to make the $100,000 per annum income. But that would be obvious. However, there are advertising costs that you need to take into account because this is a business. So you need to advertise, and in an online business, your advertising is by far your largest cost. There's other little, bits and pieces that add up to, $20, $30, $50 a month, but your advertising is by far the biggest chunk. So in order to make those 100 sales to get the $1,000 commission, we're probably going to stack another 30 of those sales. So what I'm saying is that our advertising costs for a year could easily be $30,000. So we need to sell 130 of those units to get $130,000 commission, less our advertising costs of $30,000 gives us $100,000 net profit. And then there's another nice little bonus on this is when you are self-employed or working for yourself, yes, you have to put some money aside for the tax man, but it's not grabbed out of your pay packet every month like it is if you're an employee. But I'm not going to go into that because it's my old accounting hat coming on, and obviously we're not in the business of giving tax advice, but I just wanted to explain the numbers to you. So to get a net profit of $100,000 per annum, we need to sell 130 of the products that give us $1,000 commission each, less our advertising costs. And how long does it take to do that? Well, it's a few hours a week now that we're up and running, so you've got to acknowledge or accept that it's a completely different business model from trading your time for money for that income that your employer is paying for you. And the added bonus of that lifestyle type business is that you can be where on earth you want to be. If diving's not your thing, you can still be home earning that amount of money. Our passion is travel and also diving.
I was going to say, we haven't got sweat dripping off us from hard work. We've got sweat dripping off us because it's 35 degrees.
And we'll just come out of the sea.
So we'll just come out of the sea.
So hopefully that helps you to begin to understand how you can have your cake and eat it too.